Joining me is Nationals frontbencher Barnaby Joyce, the former Deputy Prime Minister and our Thursday regular. Barnaby, honestly, when you see that, you can understand, can't you, why our power system is in such trouble. Here's a bloke that cannot look at clear evidence from Spain and clear warnings from one of our top power experts and learn the lesson. You've got to pull back or we're stuffed. And we're going to get, if the polls are right, 3 more years of this guy.
Yep. You know, Andrew, I haven't found one person who says, gee, I'm really looking forward to another 3 years of Minister Chris Bowen. That's what I want. That's what I'm voting for. In my heart, I'm going to the poll. I'm going to put in my ballot box saying, I want 3 more years of Chris. I tell you what, it was not just Spain, Andrew. It was the whole Iberian Peninsula that went down, the whole Iberian Peninsula. And they said it was atmospheric conditions, whatever that means. What we are seeing is quite clearly that reality is in. Physics has won this debate. You cannot run a nation on intermittent power by its very nation. It's not renewables. It's intermittent. It happens sometimes, doesn't happen, happens another times, happens in tiny little bits, then doesn't happen at all. And when you do it, you resign your nation to destitution. And obviously what we saw with the Iberian Peninsula, for which all you good people listening know, so you go from the Pyrenees right all the way back to the English Channel, all that area, they had a little example of medieval Europe, just what it's like to live without power. And we hear in the reports the police were out, 30,000 police were out because the criminals were out, no power. And we're doing this to ourselves. We're doing this to ourselves. We're going to this election and we're going to say, I want to be like Spain. I want to be like Portugal. I want to be black like that. I want my nation at night to look like that at night. It's mad. It doesn't work. And, you know, and Minister Bowen steps up there and we've got to do it. We've got to stop this. We've got to join with the world, even though the world's not joining with us, even though China was never there. India
look, it's a tragedy.
There,
I mean, but Barnaby, if we want reliable power that is emissions free, if you really believe in we've got to go net zero, nuclear. You have to go nuclear. And that is going to be the tragedy if Labor comes in, because I know they take a while to build, but now we can add 3 more years before we can actually even start to think about building them. So this is one of the tragedies. But then there's Anthony Albanese's lying about the costs of those 7 nuclear plants that you've been talking about. $600 billion he claims when the CSIRO says no. It says it's a fifth of that. Look, you know it's rubbish, I know it's rubbish. Only now, though, do I hear it even being called out by radio presenters. The message finally got through to them, like one in Perth today. But I want you to watch how shamelessly Albanese, when it's called out, he keeps smiling and smirking like he knows that lying works anyway, or it's all a big game. Have a look at this.
I know you say that. It's not, mate. You say this all the time. It's not. It's not. You know it's not. You know it's not.
I know it is.
You know it's not.
Hinkley.
No, it's not. You've been called out on this a lot.
No.
You have been.
No.
You have
600.
been. I've seen this a lot.
Hinkley,
in all the debates you've had, which has been 4, you keep saying 600 and you keep getting called out on it.
See, this is the thing, Barnaby. Those guys lie like butter wouldn't melt in their mouth. And you guys haven't been quick in picking up the lies and countering them, or your campaign hasn't.
Well, I have to commend on your network. I have to commend David Littleproud, who did a very good interview with Laura Jays, basically saying the fourth estate has got to do their job to hold truth to power and to say what you're saying is a lie. What they've done, ladies and gentlemen, is that to come up with this fantastic number, which they do all the time. The Inland Rail is going to cost $31 billion. BS. Dungowan Dam's going to cost $1.3 billion. BS. The nuclear power stations are going to cost $600 billion. It's like Dr. Evil off one of those movies. You know, Dr. Evil coming out and saying, "Oh, $600 billion." BS. What they did, ladies and gentlemen, is they got a turbocharged Porsche and multiplied it by 7 and said that is the price of every car in Australia, which we know is absolute bumpkin. It's also a lie. They're not telling you the truth. And they do it with this smirk on their face.
What I don't get, Barnaby,
Bowen smirk. And we've got to call for it.
But what I don't get is why you guys...
But don't listen to their lies. Don't listen to their BS. Don't be that naive.
I totally agree, Barnaby. I totally agree that the media, parts of the media, have totally forgotten they're in the truth business, right? They were all fact-checking Trump. Oh, fact-check Trump, fact-check Trump. They wouldn't even fact-check their own Prime Minister. Point one. Point two is why you guys were so slow on this. I think Peter Dutton's right, but you go and have a look at the Trump White House now. They've got a rapid response team on social media. The very next second, hour, they've got a correction. You guys didn't do that. And I think the Liberals and Nationals have got to think about this in future. If lies are now the currency of Labor election campaigns. Barnaby Joyce, thank you so much for talking to us.